I need
Shut
to,
up.
like, Mickey, I need to take a massive poo, right? Or, like, just, like, imagine, like, getting home stressful from work and, like, Goofy's walking around. Oh!
Yeah.
No, Goofy.
Mickey Mouse. Have you started to look at a 16-inch Domino's pizza as a starter?
We've been
Then this is the podcast for you. Welcome to the Fat Podcast, people.
Welcome.
I'm one of your co-hosts, Jay.
I'm a co-host, Zack. You always do it, right?
Yeah.
So you're either doing first name and last name, or just first name.
Yeah.
And it seems random.
Switching it up, you know what I mean? Keeping
There
it
you go.
fresh, keeping it fat, you know what I mean?
Stay fresh.
Yeah, as they say. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. This is the podcast where we
right.
discuss our weight loss journeys,
Yes.
health and fitness, technology, and where we think the world will be in 10 years.
Yeah, and anything that might tickles our pickles.
Exactly. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
That's the pod in a nutshell. In a fat shell.
How's your week been, man?
Good. Because this is a really interesting pod this week because for the listeners last week,
You're going to be thrilled.
yeah, for the listeners last week, we decided that we were going to change to a Friday, and we have. So from now on, when we're talking about how has your week been, we mean this fucking week. You know what I mean? Instead of a week and a bit ago.
Claps in the chat, everyone.
Claps in the chat, yeah.
It's going to be
And
a
this was the
revelation.
first week we did it, so we literally weighed yesterday.
But we also weighed on Monday.
Yeah, and we also weighed on Monday, so
how it's been working is we've been weighing on the Monday,
yeah.
and we do the podcast on a Sunday, the day before, but we're always talking about the week before that.
yeah.
So this week we
It was
weighed
a
on
bit
Monday as we usually would, just to see what happened. Right?
Yeah.
Both of us plateaued.
Yeah.
No loss, right?
Yeah. So that Monday weigh was pretty irrelevant.
Yeah. Just thank God we changed it to Friday. But in those 4 days from like Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
which was yesterday, we weighed.
Yeah. And we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But just some information to say, from now on, the pod and the weight loss is now in sync.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Rejoice.
Rejoice, people. So, yeah, I've had a great week, mate. Personally, work-related, all that kind of gubbins. Pretty good week. Good busy again.
Good busy
again. Yeah, it's been pretty sauced. And obviously this last week, we got back into a game that we hadn't played in years, right?
Yep.
And we're still the fucking tits, aren't we?
We are fucking biblical.
We ain't lost yet. It's been a week we ain't lost. Yeah, so
Bear in
my
mind-
arm is on a wooden table, so I'm touching wood. You know what I mean?
Remember what we have to do this podcast. Because I've already failed it. I just failed it.
Oh yeah, I haven't. I don't think.
No, I don't think you have.
No.
But I think, let's say we start on the first page of the pod, because it hasn't started yet.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
So anyway, we'll start it then.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we're pretty sick. It's Smite. We love it.
Yeah, Smite's
We're loving
good.
it.
Smite's good. If you like MOBAs,
What's it called?
massively online battle arena.
There
I
you
think
go.
multiplayer online battle arena. Yeah. Yeah. So like your League of Legends, your Paragon / predecessor,
Your Dota
now,
2s.
your Dota 2s, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Smite's like that, but as like gods, instead of like champions or heroes. So like gods from all different cultures.
But it's not super top down, which is what I dislike about most MOBAs.
But you're like over the
Third
shoulder,
person.
essentially.
Over the shoulder.
Right,
Yeah.
You're
Just like
over the
above.
shoulder, so yeah, it's good.
Really
it's good.
fun.
If you haven't played it and you like that kind of stuff, give it a go, because obviously, like most MOBAs, is free. So
Yeah, and also it could probably run on like a potato. So
yeah,
there you go.
yeah, good run on potato. You're right.
Mm.
So yeah, good week, mate. How about you?
Good week. Got a lot to talk about this week.
I know you came in and he flashed me. That was weird. He came in and he quickly showed me his notes for the pod, and it was scrollable. Put it that way.
It's because I forgot so much last time, and like the shortest ever segment ever.
Yeah.
I completely forgot what I was going to say, so
got
I've got
gas
notes
again?
now. Huh?
You got gas again. Because on the last time pod, you're like, sorry, I keep burping.
It's
now he's
because
burping again.
I don't drink. Leads perfectly into what I was talking about. So I haven't had Pepsis or Cokes.
Yeah.
I've maybe had like 3
Yeah.
in the past month.
So what do you get at Nando's? What's the drink you buy at Nando's?
Oh yeah, drink at Nando's.
Oh, so you just get the food?
Yeah, just the food. And you know what? I feel much better for it. Completely off the Diet Cokes and Coke Zeros and Pepsis and whatever, right?
Yeah.
I maybe had 3, and they were like fancy like glass bottles because I was like, I'd fancy something different today.
Yeah.
I had them over the course of 3 days. But before that, I don't think I had any the entire month. I was just on flavoured waters, and now I'm off flavoured waters as well. For the most part.
Why are you off flavoured water?
For the most part. I'll still have some.
I was about to say, mate, I'll fucking look under your chair, brother. There's like 100 bottles. There's like 100 bottles, mate.
But I think flavoured waters was a fantastic way of transitioning away from like the sweetness of the Diet Cokes and the Coke. Not that I'm saying Coke Zeros and Diet Cokes are bad. Just for me, it didn't feel great.
Yeah.
I felt really gross. I think it was like affecting my teeth and stuff. It's
Yeah.
just So I've been off them for a little while now, which is really, really nice. I know.
Stop fiddling, mate.
I'm turning it down.
We had some feedback. Zach is a mic fiddler. Fucking mic. No! No!
What?
One. I just swore.
No, you didn't.
I did. I
you
said
said-
you're a thin mic fiddler.
Oh. Like I said, it doesn't start.
One.
It doesn't start until the first page
Okay,
because we haven't put it on there, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it feels really great to be off them. Not
Yeah.
that it's necessarily bad. Yeah. Are you on the Cokes? Because I was on like 3 Cokes a day.
I don't. At home, I don't ever drink Coke.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just
'cause
if you go
I've got
out.
energy drinks, which is like I'll have like 2 of them a day. So I have one when I get up. Like an energy drink is like my coffee. Like people for coffee when I'm at home. If I'm in the office, I have a coffee.
Yeah.
But like, I'm lazy, and obviously the coffee making stuff is downstairs. So when I get up like 5 minutes before work starts, I go have a whiz. I come in here, I grab an energy drink, and I just start working within like 2 minutes. You know.
That's insane to me.
You know, but my main source of liquid is flavoured water or just water.
Yeah. It's good, man. Water's
Yeah.
crazy good.
Mate, water's the juice, mate.
I haven't had like water as like a daily stand, like a
Yeah.
daily thing for like a year.
Mate, water is the thing. It
I
is
know-
the thing
I
that
know,
sustains
I
us.
know that now. I knew
What are
that
we,
before.
60% water?
70%.
70%?
I think it's close.
I thought that was the Earth. I thought the Earth was 70%.
I
Humans were
think the
60%
Earth is
more.
like 90%.
Really?
This is something to Google. I think it's a lot. I think it's more than 60% or 70%.
No, I thought the world was 70%.
Yeah, no, I think it's more than
thought
70%.
humans were just slightly less than that.
I think Earth's more. Humans are 70%. The comments can be like, we're like 20% more.
We're like 20% water, what the hell? But
yeah.
yeah, so both been good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Good. Good.
Cool.
Good.
Should we get into the fat podness of the fat pod?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, guys, welcome to Zack versus Jay. Oh, it's not full screen. Let's get that up.
We go.
That's a lot of green again. But everyone pay attention. Middle of the screen, top, the no swear special has now begun.
We got some requests.
Has now begun.
We got some concerns.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd throw them a bone. You know what I mean?
Honestly, right, when I was editing one of the last pods, I was like, I'm going to put an F-bomb counter like on there and see how many I do.
Yeah.
Right? It was too many. I couldn't
Oh,
keep track.
no.
It would have took me like 4 days to edit the thing. There would have been the hundreds.
That's funny.
But
So
yeah.
we have to remember throughout because it's not on every slide.
No,
So just
it's not on every slide.
no swear. That's what we gotta remember. But
You know,
it's looking good.
it's...
Should we go with you first? Because I think it was me first last time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so very, very, very good week. Very, very good. Been my most loss since the first week.
Yes.
So
Because it was like what?
five and a half
point-
pounds
yeah,
it
yeah.
was the first week, and then it slowed to like 2, and then 1.5, and then 2.3 and all that. But yeah, so 3.3 this week.
In like 4 or 5 days.
In
It's
like
crazy.
4 days, yeah, 4 days. Which is crazy because we've already mentioned that we didn't lose anything
Yeah.
in the week
Yeah.
prior to that.
It's crazy.
So yeah, very, very good. No, it annoys me that I'm 0.03% away from 15% of my goal weight. Just a little bit irritating, but I am glad that I'm catching you up again
Just yeah,
because I was falling
right?
behind. I was falling very far behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, very very good. I had a great week. And in that week, right, I went to Burger King, which we'll get to in a bit again.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was interesting.
So that was the only takeaway you've had?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I have such a different like space on it, like than I did the last time I was dieting. Like the last time I was dieting and we lost loads, I was like militant about it. Like no takeaways, we have none. You know what I mean? And we just do that kind of stuff. But like now, I'm like, I can eat. I'm just like in my head, I'm so just calorie counting. I'm like, yeah. I was like, do you want to get a Burger King? Do you want to go? I'm cool with that. I got the calories to take it. You know what I mean?
So wait, what's it? Let's say you temper yourself and you don't get like a J-size meal.
Yeah.
Right. What's your go-to? Let's say not doing the vegan showdown. What's like your go-to? No.
Well, now.
Yeah.
This will surprise you.
Is it still chicken?
Yeah. So if I went to Burger King now, and I have to be within my calories, and I want to be able to enjoy the rest of the day, I will get a vegan royale.
That's insane.
For real.
That's insane.
Yeah, and the thing I like about Burger King, right? As we both know, McDonald's is the king of chips, right? King of fries.
Yeah,
right. Burger King, you need to step up your game when it comes to
Thank
fries,
you.
right?
Thank you.
I'll still eat them. They're just all right. You know what I mean? They're just all right.
I'd say they're slightly below all right, but I get you.
But at least they know that, because in Burger King you can swap your fries for onion rings in your meal.
That.
Yeah,
I know that.
So you don't have to have fries. You can go, can I have onion rings instead? And I'll give you onion rings.
What a weird.
Yeah, and they're onion rings. Nice.
Really good. Yeah.
So that's what I do. So now my go-to meal, whilst I'm dieting at Burger King, is vegan royale with onion rings.
That's insane.
Yeah. So it's a full, at least vegetarian meal. I don't know how, but you. Right.
How it matters?
Yeah. So they won't give you cheese at Burger King, which I found. Even if you ask, right, it won't give you cheese on a vegan option
because of cross-contamination.
Because of cross-contamination. So
that's got to feel good for the vegans out there.
Yeah, you can rest assured if you're getting vegan food at Burger King, it ain't touched nothing that's been touched.
No nothing
to do meat in, right? I don't even know if that was a sentence, right? So yeah, so they won't give you cheese, so it would logically dictate that their onion rings are fully vegan too, because otherwise they wouldn't give you them with the meal. So yeah, so a full vegan meal is now my go-to Burger King meal now.
What?
Yeah.
An insane
so
upset.
Experimenting works.
Yeah.
People. Yeah, so, and that's nice, and that works out. I think that and the onion rings is like 800-ish calories.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so it's a decent meal.
For fast food,
and obviously I get Diet Pepsi. That'll be the only place I get a drink. Yeah,
like
so Diet Pepsi. Always get Diet Pepsi, which is like 10 calories or something like that. So yeah, it's a good size meal for, in terms of fast food, really low calorie count intake.
That's really, and is Burger King the only thing you've had this week?
Yes, in that way. And takeaway, that's the only
in that way
takeaway food I had. Like, I haven't even had any meal deals or anything like that usually. Or because the thing is now I'm like, oh, if I get a meal deal, I'm like, my sandwich is like 500 calories, something like that, because I get chicken, bacon and stuffing sandwich, or chicken and stuffing chicken bacon sandwich. So that's 500 something calories. I always get a packet of McCoys, because as crisps go, they are literally the kings, right?
True, very true.
And do you know how many calories are in a packet of McCoy's crisps?
Like 257?
270, right?
Ooh.
So 500, 600, 700, nearly 800 already.
Yeah.
Right? And I always get a sausage roll as well, because I can't go and get a meal deal without a sausage roll. I don't know why, I just love it. Because I get the meal deal, I know when you're holding a sandwich and a packet of crisps, I'm always like, it's not enough. I'm like, this in the meal? What are you talking about? So I get a sausage roll, which is 600 calories just for the sausage roll.
Jeez.
You know, so it's like massive. It's a massive meal. And I'm just like, nah. I was like, I'd rather just go Burger King.
Yeah.
You know, $4.99.
Nice hot food.
Yeah, $4.99.
Yeah.
Less calories. So yeah.
That's crazy.
It's changed. It's changed me.
You have 2 packets of like ready salted Walkers for the amount that you get for 1 packet of McCoy.
It's crazy. But but that's why it's so good. Because it's so damn good.
Yeah, man. It's really good.
Yeah, so great week. Loss down, all green arrows. Good stuff. How about you then, Zachariah?
Yeah, decent. I still think I'm getting, for the past couple of weeks, especially last week.
Yeah.
So not this week. I'm already talking about last week. I feel I've gone like a bit crazy with it occasionally, but not like insane. Like I gorged myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I'd have a meal and then I have like Ritz and like some cream cheese. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not like a whole box of Ritz. Like maybe like a quarter, half box of Ritz, right? And cream cheese. And to me, I'm like, ooh, oh no. But I think I'm allowing myself, or I'm going to start allowing myself, like, one day like that.
Yeah.
And I'll counteract it another day, because some days I just want to be able to have, like, a meal and then something else.
Yeah.
Not just that one meal, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we all know you're taking this, like, far too, like, you're, like, military standard. Like, kind of restrictions upon yourself. We already know this, you know.
It's getting a bit Larry. I'm not gonna lie. the sniffing's increased.
Yeah.
I'm upsetting people in the house.
Right.
Because I had a conversation with someone and they were like, "Oh, I can really empathize with because
people in the house."
because other people I know have like tried to restrict themselves when they were dieting, right? Of just like no chocolate.
Yeah.
For like a few months or whatever, right? Not to the extent of like a year. And they're just like, they understand the whole body experience of like sniffing some chocolate when you can't eat it.
Yeah.
It literally is like, I think they said it's like a Bisto advert. Because you go, oh, and you can't stop yourself because it's like, finally. And then I feel like I'm upsetting people in the house. Just like fucking eat it. I'm like, no.
You swore.
Ah! Just like bloomin' eat it, like. But yeah, it's getting a bit Larry, and I've had a lot of conversations about weight with people this week because they're watching the podcast or they're like, oh, you look like you've always in the face. You look like you've lost weight. How you doing? I'm like, yeah, I've lost like a stone now, almost over a stone now, right?
Well, what annoys me about you. And it's just a jealous annoyance, right?
I saw where you go with this.
Well, you can see. He looks thin on camera.
Look, it's all about strategic planning. Look,
he looks thin on camera, but he's a fat boy. Right? So he can just sit home. He can sit home with the camera on, and like everyone's just like, oh, look, this skinny Zack.
It was especially egregious in the first time around with the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I actually was skinny at the time. But yeah, and they were like, I had a conversation with someone, and they were like, I'm the same as you.
Yeah.
Someone we both know, right?
Yeah.
I'm the same as you in that I can't do moderation.
Yeah.
Moderation is the road to excess. And I was like, that's a perfect phrase. That's exactly me to a T.
That's you, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, another person I talked to were like, oh, I know you're doing this year thing, but I guess the thing to remember is once you hit your birthday of next year, to not have a cake. Entire cake and then keep having an entire cake every day past that. And I'm just like, yeah, that's something I'm thinking about. What contract I'll have with myself after the year is up? Of just like
probably something just as nuts.
Maybe I'm thinking it's either going to be.
No, I think hopefully, right? I think in a year, obviously, according to our apps, we should be at goal weight.
Even less than a year, yeah.
Right. So I think both of us, our goals will shift towards fitness rather than weight loss. You know, so I think you'll probably enjoy it more because say you want to bulk up, get some muscles.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing the total opposite of what you're doing right now. You know.
Cows. Yeah, definitely.
But then your determination / your rules around it will focus to. I have to do the gym.
Oh my god, that's going to be bliss.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I have to do it, you know, because I'm eating like an absolute pig. So if I don't go to the gym, I'm just going to bloat. You know what I mean? So you just, I think your focus will just change.
That's going to be super, because you, obviously both of us want to do exercises.
Yeah.
This sounds like the most cringe thing ever to say. Both of us want to do exercise
Both of us
down the road.
to do exercise.
But I feel like exercise should come in the next I would hope next month or two.
Yeah.
Even if it's just walking, we go for fat walks again.
Yeah.
Right? Or just any kind of body weight stuff.
Yeah.
I tried a squat yesterday. My left knee's still so messed up. Not F-word. My left knee's so messed up that it really hurts. So I'm gonna have to figure out some ways around it. Because you have bad knees as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I look forward to...
I need to squat just because I don't have a... Is A double snakes a swear word?
You don't have a tuchus.
Yeah, I don't have a tuchus. I don't have a rump. Yeah.
Rump.
Literally, funny story for the pod, right? So, I may have told you this before. So, probably about 4 years ago, I kept getting bad backs, right? Really bad backs. And obviously I'm tall, I'm heavy, so I just associated them with being tall and heavy, right? But I was getting them getting out of bed, and I was like, this is extreme. I was like, and at the point, I wasn't even 30 yet, and I was like, come on.
It sounds like you have multiple backs, but carry on.
Right? So I was like, come on. I was just like, I'm 27 at the time. I was like, I shouldn't be getting bad backs, just getting out of bed. Right? Yeah. So I went to the doctors, and lucky enough, I got my GP, right? And I've had my GP since I was 2, right? So I just call him Neil. Right?
Yeah, that's good.
So I go in, and he's all right, Jay. I'm like, all right, Neil. And he's like, yeah, what seems to be the problem, mate? And I'm like, mate, I'm telling you, every single time I get out of bed, I was like, just get bad backs. I was like, I've had them for ages now. And he's like, all right. He's like, stand up. And he's like, let me just assess. So I he's like, pull your top up, put it back. So he's like, right. And he's like, and he's fully, right. And he goes to my missus, who was in the doctor's with me. He goes, my doctor just turns around, lays on the bed, right? He lays on the bed.
Yeah.
Face down.
Yeah.
Points at his rump, right?
Yeah.
And goes, Ruth, touch here, right? So she's like, what? And he's like, just touch here, right?
Yeah.
So she puts her finger on his rump, right?
Yeah.
And he lifts his leg backwards.
Yeah.
And he goes, what do you feel? And she's like, well, it all tenses up. So he goes, cool. He gets up and he goes, Jay, lay down, right? So I go, yeah. I do it, nothing.
Oh my god.
Nothing. And he's like, so you're literally, he's like, you're moving your legs is completely controlled weirdly. He's like, by your leg muscles. He's like, you activate your buttocks to move your legs back and forth. Not at all. And he's like, so you're getting up purely from your leg muscles. And he goes, he literally diagnosed me with no rump. I have no rump, mate. You know? And it's funny because my family, the guys in my family, we all got little to no rump at all.
I love you settled on rump.
Yeah, rump.
That's crazy, man.
So he's like, I can't believe I'm going to do this. And he goes, but doctor's advice, you got to start squatting. And he's like, you got to start because you got to build that. And he's like, as soon as you build some muscle in there, he's like, your back problems will just disappear. And he's like, because that's the reason you're getting them. It's like because you're not using, so your back is having to compensate for your lack of buttocks.
Is this by any chance when we start going to the gym?
No. But yeah, I was like, yeah, we'll do. Didn't do any of that. I probably did it for about 2 days, and I was like, this is hard work.
Do you still have a bad back now?
It's different now.
Yeah.
Because I've kind of done the old person thing. Because my bed's higher than it was then.
Yeah.
My chairs are higher than they were.
So you just kind of scoot down.
So I just experienced the issue last, but I'm still buttockless. Yeah.
Funnily enough, am the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I've had 2 people tell me that this week.
He's very buttock heavy, aren't you?
Buttock heavy. Yeah. 100%.
Pear-shaped, as they say.
Shit. It's funny. Okay, this is another thing, right?
Yeah.
So I was looking at old pictures of me last week, right? Just to get some motivation back. Because it's weird because I can see where I want to be.
Yeah.
In me. Because a lot of people, they're just I don't even know how I look skinny.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
But I know, and I can see.
As well, yeah.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm just okay, let's get some motivation. This is what you're working towards, right?
Yeah.
And I sent you one of the photos of me, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, it's funny. You're skinny, but you still have hips.
Yeah. He does. Yeah.
That is a burden for me.
It's a burden.
Hips and rump. I'm a prime steak, mate. But yeah.
But it's been a savage week.
It's been a great week, and let's hope we keep it up.
Yeah.
Because we got like a full...
On the way to 18%. On the way to nearly 20% of your goal week. Nearly.
We have to do something special for at least 50%.
For 50, yeah.
But I think 25% we should do a little something. Once we both hit 20. Even if it is kazoos, just a little something.
Yeah. And 6.18% of your total body weight.
I love how we're actually doing it. Because when we first started doing the total body weight loss, right? I was like, I don't really feel if I like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's a good... Once we get... Because we have a graph that we can see the actual weight amount, right?
Yeah.
How I can be like, oh, so I have a weighted vest I used to use when I ran.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, I've lost that weighted vest now.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, I was just carrying that around with me.
It's mad.
Like a toddler.
Yeah. It's madness. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's like when you say, for instance, like, just go into your house. Mate, I don't know, because obviously your house is full of vegans. I ask stupid questions because I know nothing. It's vegan. Is sugar vegan?
Yeah.
Yeah? So do you have normal sugar in your house?
Do I have what?
Normal sugar in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah? Pick up the bag of sugar.
Yeah.
And just show to yourself, right?
How much?
But sugar, you lose that like a machine every week.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's very crazy.
So you're literally chucking out a bag of sugar every week off your body.
That's insane.
Like clockwork, mate.
Because it definitely... I don't know about you. I feel like we're repeating some things now, but I've got a tiny bit of a spring in my step, like twice a month.
Yeah.
Like I'll get up, and I'm like, "Ooh, that wasn't so hard."
Yeah.
And I'll do like a little happy jump.
So you're feeling the physical, just feeling better from it.
Yeah. And I think I'm excited to hit like below 250.
Yeah.
Because I think at 250 a few years ago, I had back spasms.
Yeah.
Really bad. I had to get muscle relaxers and stuff from the doctor.
Yeah.
And that's around the time, 250s around the time it started.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping my low-level back pain, which is a lot less now,
yeah,
will be like almost gone below 250. That's my hope.
That'll be lit. Cool. We good?
We good.
So, next up, people, we have TRU FAX.
True.
And obviously we started on mine last week.
Oh no, I forgot what mine is.
So, we'll start with Zachariah's. Let's see what it is. So... Oh, shocker, it's a
do you want to go
Reddit post.
Do you want to go to a website that makes you disable ad blocker? No, mate, you're welcome.
Goddamn right. Except, go away, people. Right. Remote workers like working from home, even as virus fears wane. Yes.
The comments on this is insane. Like, I think the second comment down perfectly sums up how I feel.
Yeah, this, I believe, that's on point really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the security, traffic congestion, air pollution in big cities too. Yeah.
Click the side button. See that little line underneath the icon at the top left, middle left, where the little thing is. Down. Left.
Left.
Yeah, that one left from that.
Yeah.
That one.
Right.
Wait, no, not that one. Left again.
This.
Yeah. What a shock. People don't like being forced to sit in traffic and prefer work-life balance or virtual positions. Mind blown. I think
it is. Yeah, but because I think remote workers like working from home. Yep. But there is devil's advocate, right? One, there is a lot of people.
Yeah.
That don't like working from home.
I think
and two, right? People take advantage of not being supervised. I think just because our efficiency might be as good or better is not a good overall judgment of everyone. Fair.
But I think, why don't companies adapt to a landscape that's better for everyone rather than say, oh, but why are you hiring people that won't work if they're at home? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think it's probably because they have the data, right?
Yeah.
So they have the data of, we worked in the office for 20 years.
Yeah.
And we were efficient and we made profit. So why would they risk it? You're talking about money, people. You're talking about, that's all they care about. They care about pluses and minuses, mate.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
I think the number of people who in companies say, "Oh, I want like a hybrid, or I don't mind coming into the office all the time." I think you're right.
Yeah.
There is a portion that's like, I actually really like being in the office, because I guess for a lot of people who don't really know the internet that well, or people who are really used to going to the office, that's like their way of being social on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Now, for introverts, it's like, I like that sometimes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I enjoy texting people. I enjoy having a call, like a quick call every now and then, right? I don't lose a lot by working from home.
Yeah.
But I think a large portion, because I think I'm included in this, right?
Yeah.
Will say, I like hybrid working.
Yeah.
I don't like hybrid working.
You don't like hybrid working? You just want
Not for the most part, right? Because I feel like, one, I'm less efficient in the office. I really am.
Yeah.
If it's either it's because of the tech that I have, that I don't want to request more expensive tech, because I'm like, I mean, it's not absolutely necessary, so I don't want to request it and cost the company money, right?
Yeah.
And two, my tech, everything's so much better. Like, honestly, I'm so much quicker and faster, and we use a different operating system at work than we do at home, right?
Yeah.
And at home, I'm like, okay, I can download this and upload it immediately. I don't have to go through file system, and then upload it to a web browser and then send it. It's a lot of my work is a lot easier from home, so it's difficult when I go in and I'm like, I have to do this workaround to make this thing work. But
I'm because I like the hybrid working, because obviously me and Zack work in the same building, but we don't do the same jobs, different departments, right? So for my job, I actually do. There are times when the job I have to do has to be on site.
Yeah.
So say I'm building equipment or something goes down in an office, I gotta be there. So say we all went, for instance, it was like, right, everyone works from home now, right? Our servers and everything are still in the building, right? So if something goes wrong and none of us are there and no one can work, right, we have to add onto the fixing the problem is the getting into the office.
Getting into the office,
Added to that.
Fair.
You know? So hybrid working works for us. I really don't mind it, right? But I think, and I'm not gonna say any names or any companies or whatever, but I guarantee you, there are people out there that are buzzed about working from home because they're not working.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like in meetings, right? I got this thing, right? If you're in a meeting, have your camera on.
Yep.
If you're in a virtual meeting, have your camera on.
I agree with the caveat.
Right? Because I don't mind muting. Mute all you like, because I don't want to listen to your kids crying in the background, whatever. But I want to see you are engaged.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's just like anything. You're having a conversation, you look at the person, they start looking at their phone, or they're distracted. You're like, why am I even speaking?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I know, I sit there because I'm such a skeptical person. I sit there in a meeting, 30% of people have their cameras off, and I'm like, most people, they got the telly on, they're playing PlayStation or something like that. And and it's even worse, right, when someone's in a meeting, right, and they got their cameras off, they got their mic stick, and you ask them a question, and it takes them more than a second to unmute. Because that means they're pausing TVs, turning stuff down, make sure everything's all silent, then unmuting and be like, yes, blah, 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 blah. Because they're just sat there waiting for their name to be called.
Yeah.
You know, but they're not listening to the rest of it.
Or just like, sorry, what was that?
Yeah.
It cut out for a second.
Yeah, it cut out for a second. Got a bit of lag. A little bit of latency. But if you're virtual meetings, I have no problem with. I'd rather have a virtual meeting because this is the most comfortable room I can work in. Yeah.
I get you.
So I'd rather a virtual meeting, but have your cameras on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Except for like, I have a caveat of if it's like 100-person Google Meet.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't have to have your camera on. It's just wasting bandwidth because we're not going to see you, and if we do see you, it's just going to be like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's about it for me.
You know, but so I can see it from both sides.
I'll do get me wrong.
But I think if you if you can honestly, go to your manager, your boss, whatever, in your appraisal, your monthly appraisal, or your one-to-ones, whatever you have at your company, and be like, look, these are all the jobs I've done, and I did them all from home.
Yeah.
You know, at the same or more efficiency, because at least it has to be the same.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right?
If you can't be as efficient at home, I completely understand.
Right? So at least it has to be the same. And if you want to make it happen, make sure it's more.
Yeah.
And just be like, look, I do this all from home. And I'm like, so I don't want to be at home. And I always had this issue when we were in the pandemic and we were all working from home as mandatory, like the country. And I can remember having a conversation with someone and they were just like, I'm not looking forward to going back to work. And I was like, it's not going to happen. I was like, because we live in a mental health aware world now, right? And I'm like, it'll be too big of a change for people. Like, if you're working from home for 2 years and then you get a letter through your door and it's like, hi, this is your boss. As of Monday, everyone back in the office.
Some people are.
Yeah, but like some businesses have done that.
Yeah.
And I just think like some people would have reacted to that like, whoa, like just changed my entire life.
It would definitely produce a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Especially because I know I'm one of them. Like going back to the office and suddenly you're 100 pounds larger.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys.
Hello everyone.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Yeah. And like I said, don't get me wrong. I like working in the office sometimes and seeing people and talking to people. I just don't think it.
It's so funny, right? Because obviously we work in the same building, so I'll be sat where I sit. Zack's down the other end of the building. He'll go, I'm coming in today, and he'll come, and he'll literally not stop laughing from 8:30 until 4:30. And I was just like, why do you want to work in the office?
I give off the impression like I hate being in the office. I don't. Right? It's just with the sheer volume of work that I have to do.
Yeah.
And the pace at which I have to do it, I like being at home because I'd be like, okay, I just worked for like 3 hours straight. I'm going to take like a 10-minute break, do like a round of darts or something, and like actually relax.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm in work, I'm like, this is work. I need to work all the time. Last time I was in work, I worked the entire day, forgot to even take a lunch.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. I'm very militant when it comes to my lunch.
Yeah.
Even if I'm sat there and I'm deep in something, I jump out. I'm like, after 12 comes, I'm like, I'm gone.
That's nice. That's really good to have, especially at like 4:30 as well.
Yeah. And I leave.
Yeah.
And I leave. I leave the building. And I'm like, because honestly, some people, and it's not just where we work now, everywhere I've worked, some people have no boundaries, man.
Yeah.
So like, you'll be sat there, I'll have half a sandwich hanging out of my mouth, and I'll be like, Jay, can you come help me? No, I'm on my lunch. So that's when I decided. That happened probably about 5 times in like a 2-week period, right? And I was just like, nah. So now my lunch, I'm out of the building.
That's
I'm
good,
gone. And and like we finish at 4:30. 4:30 comes, laptop's closed, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
That's
you know, because I just see it as if if I'm still doing work, if I still need to do work at 4:30, that is meant to be done on that day, but I've also been working hard that day anyway, then that work shouldn't be done by one person.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
agree.
I mean?
And I think...
So I'm like, I need more time to do this. And then I'll explain that, be like, well, because I work my days, my hours.
Yeah.
And it's not done in a time frame, so it should be done either over a longer deadline
or multiple people,
or more people do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think businesses need to hear that, man. Because I say this to my girlfriend, I say this to other people, like their time will come. Time will come. Sounds like they're dying. Their time will come, like whenever you went to work, 5 o'clock, say, and about I'm just going to work a little bit later, and that just keeps happening, keeps happening, keeps happening. And it's like your manager's not going to stop asking you to do the work because he asks you to do it and you do it.
Yeah.
Or you need to tell them and go, look, the job that we've been given needs more hands on it or needs longer to deliver.
Yeah.
Either way, you know, because you go, because I'm not going to work unpaid an extra hour and a half every day.
I've definitely fallen into that trap, especially at the beginning of the pandemic when everything was chaos. I was like, I regularly worked till like, I mean, I told you about it at the time. I was like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
You were like, do you want to play some games? I'm like, took a picture. I'm still working.
yeah.
Definitely fell into that trap before.
But yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with this to the extent that you are working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just put it if it is my business. Yeah. And like, I can see efficiency dropping for people.
Yeah.
And then I go to them like, you've got to come back in the office. They're like, but I work so hard at home. It's like, no, you don't. You know? And the thing is, when we're in the office, you'll work harder because you'll have me there going, work harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree to an extent. If you've got a business full of people that work to a satisfactory level at the very least, I think, like the guy said in the top comment, it's gone now because we were clicking stuff, but in the top comment when he was like, make savings on the lease of the building.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and you can use it, you can make
Hire
so
people.
much more use of it.
Hire more people.
And also, you can convert half the building from your leasehold into like affordable housing within the centre, or even
there's loads of
expensive
stuff. Like what I do, right? What I do, because obviously it's becoming, I keep seeing more and more businesses doing it, but it's still tiny little percentage, right? Is the 4-day week, right? Because they do, it's called the 100-80-100 rule, right? So it's 100% efficiency for 80% of the time, 100% of the time.
Oh, you sure?
Right, so they call it 100-80-100, right?
Yeah.
So 4 days a week, but you need to work at 100% efficiency for all those 4 days. Because they found out that people that work 5 days a week, there's usually a day in that week where everything drops a level, and they're kind of just cruising. Yeah, so like usually it's a Friday for people because Fridays are quiet, so they just cruise. So it's like, why are they in? Just remove that day and just work at 100% efficiency for 4 days. Yeah. And more people are doing that. And the thing is, if you did what that guy was saying on here, and you close the lease of your building, depending on how big your building is, be like thousands and thousands of pounds a month. You know, you could hire more people and then make everyone 4 days a week. You know. So it's like, and then you'd have even better work-life balance. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Because it really is criminal that a human race spends 5 days of their 7 days a week working for someone else.
Yeah, and like almost half of their waking time at work.
Yeah.
In their entire life.
It's crazy. Right. So,
as a last thing, I'd just like to say that day I worked all day and didn't take lunch, I was still less efficient.
Yeah, because you're in the office.
100%. Because everything took longer.
That's the reason why you didn't take a lunch and you worked longer.
Yeah, exactly.
So, right. And then I can't remember what my one is. You seen this?
I've heard about this.
So Disney are making homes now.
I thought they made homes before.
No, called Disney Story Living.
Right.
Where they will literally have staff. So, you know, like here now, if you lived in an apartment building and you rented it, they have like maintenance people, they fix lifts and stuff. They'll have stuff like that, but they'll have like Disney experience managers to make sure you feel like you live in a Disney world.
Weird.
Right, at all times.
Mate, some women I've met before would love this.
So there was a picture of it somewhere, I can't remember, but they had like a plan of how it looked, and it just looked amazing. So yeah, for some Disney fans in the US, their dream to live life and filled with Mickey Mouse and Moana could soon come true. The Disney company announced plans to create several neighborhoods across the United States called Story Living. The first group of houses are expected to be built in Cali. Disney says it wants people who live in these communities to make new friends while having the Disney experience. Residents will be able to take part in activities such as cooking classes and water sports, and the company plans to build public spaces with shops, restaurants, hotels and beaches. Meanwhile, Disney employees, which the company calls cast members, will manage the properties. So Disney have created neighborhoods before, including a community near Walt Disney Resort. But this is the first time Disney will attempt to build multiple homes across America. House prices for the Story Living haven't been announced yet, but Disney says they are building the homes for fans who are looking for a motivational way of life and want to live the Disney experience every day. To prepare enter their 100-year anniversary, we're developing new and exciting ways to bring the magic of Disney and Disney storytelling to people wherever they are.
Sounds terrifying.
Imagine waking up and just like you go, oh, it's the postman, but the postman's like
Goofy.
Goofy. You know what I mean? He's just like,
hello.
Yeah, hello, and he just hands you his letter and it's pink and like got ears on it.
It sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
It does.
And like secretly people are killing people in the town. 100%.
Yeah, just like I just read it. I saw it. It popped up on my phone. I was like, oh my god. I was like, this should surely be cool for like a week.
And then you'd be like,
oh,
I need to
up?
like Mickey. I need to take a massive poo, right? Or like. Just like imagine like getting home stressful from work and like Goofy's walking around. Oh
yeah.
No Goofy.
Mickey Mouse. Yeah, just oh man, just and imagine the parties that are going on like outside your house or something. Like just trying, you got a migraine.
Yeah.
No, you got a migraine at home, and then outside you're having like a Disney party.
And then like fireworks every night. Like oh my god.
Yeah. You just sat in, you get in, you turn all your lights off, you got a migraine, you go right, sleep, and then suddenly you just hear, let it go, let it go, and then you just be like, oh my god.
The people.
Move out.
Okay, so there's a stereotype online. I forget what the exact term is called.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it exists, but I'm saying I've met people who would, in theory, fit the characteristics, right?
Okay.
Of I don't want to. But it's basically adult women Disney fans, like women who are adults that are obsessed with Disney and like got Disney tattoos and like what literally, if they want to watch a film on the night, they're gonna watch a Disney film.
But for Disney.
Kind of, yeah. I feel like it would just be a neighborhood filled with those type of people.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
And not that there's anything wrong with that, but it just sounds exhausting.
Can you imagine? Because eventually, if the neighborhood's big enough, Disney are going to build a school.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine the Disney school?
You ready to learn about maths?
Mr. Mickey, how's my German?
How's my German? If they could theme it, it'd be interesting. So you have
they're doing bloody like science experiments and Mickey Mouse like, oh!
And it explodes.
Yeah.
Or it'd be really cool if they could theme it. So like Scrooge McDuck teaches you finance.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Just so stupid.
There's potential really funny stuff there.
Yeah.
But
like you know when you were like in school, did you ever have it where like did you ever have like it where you had teachers that everyone knew were dating?
Yeah.
And like they'd come in to talk to them and everyone go, ooh! Like when you're in school and you'll have that, like you'll be being taught like biology by Mickey Mouse, and then Minnie Mouse knocks on the door and everyone's like, ooh!
It's really fun. But also like imagine it could be really cool. I take it back now because technically Marvel's in Disney. So you just have Iron Man teaching you engineering. And also, let's say the cast members are true to form. So you just have him like drinking whiskey the entire day.
Just being super sarcastic to people.
Yeah. Oh, but if that did happen, and it happened the way that we're thinking it happened, just the viral videos of like, because there's still people underneath those suits.
Yeah.
So just Goofy raging at a student for not paying attention.
Yeah. Imagine going for that job. You're going to a teacher job.
Yeah.
And you go for all the normal teaching and you go, and just one last thing. How good is your Mickey Mouse impression?
How's your Mickey Mouse?
Yeah. Is your Mickey Mouse right? Yeah. Because
this
is your new uniform.
He's the principal.
This is your uniform. So between 9 and 3 o'clock, you got to be in that.
Oh my god! I guarantee you, Disney's gonna steal this idea and have Mickey Mouse school or something.
Oh,
that'd be funny.
God. Yeah. Anyway, that was my true facts.
It's good.
So next up, we've got shortest ever segment ever, which I think will be a little bit longer.
This is gonna be the longest, shortest ever segment ever. Have you got anything?
It'll come to me.
It'll come to you. Okay, so far.
I'm terrible at writing things down, people.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for the bottom two, right?
Okay.
And then you're gonna read out the first one.
Okay.
So, do you ever have like double or triple deja vu?
Yes.
I've had like triple deja vu like 3 times this week. And it's so annoying. It's like, oh, I got deja vu. Yeah. I remember having deja vu. I remember having deja vu again. It's like, oh my god.
Remember remembering seeing this.
Yeah. It's just a really odd phenomenon. I didn't know if other people had, because it just feels
do you
like
have double deja vu, peeps, or triple?
Do you have
or
double
quadruple?
Oh, I had an idea
Octo deja vu
for the next poll. Oh, the next poll should be just so we have it.
Yeah.
Do you prefer working from home, working at the office, or hybrid working?
Yes.
I reckon that'd be a good poll.
Be difficult because some people might not have had the option. So, say a
But
lot
in
of
an ideal
NHS care workers, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Office-based workers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll get this.
Okay.
But I was thinking, man, a YouTube video is going to be good when they drop this video is sponsored by our good friends at Raycon. And then it's just the first one. So, shortest ever segment ever. There is some swearing in it, so you can. You can. No,
yeah. I don't really know if it's got swear words in it.
You can exchange the swear words.
Okay. So which bit is it? Okay. So comments on flibbing cooking videos of people saying not bad for a first attempt when they clearly did a biblical just to swing their flibbing nationality schlong around, when in reality everyone makes a poop flibbing differently. This is not making any sense. I'm gonna say it with all the swear words in, right? Because technically it's coming from him.
It's a quotation.
Right? It's quotation. Comments on fucking cooking videos of people saying not bad for a first attempt when they clearly did a biblical job. I'm guessing, yeah, biblical job, just to swing their fucking nationality dick around. When in reality, everyone makes shit fucking differently. If your mama made mac and cheese in the country where mac and cheese was made suddenly, that's the only authentic way. Go fuck a goat.
Go have intercourse with a goat.
Go have intercourse with a goat.
I don't know if you've seen this.
No, I don't watch cooking videos.
I do, and I don't cook. But it's like someone will make I forget what it's called. I think it's called panada con queso from Encanto, right?
Yeah.
And every other comment, you'll see it if you ever watch it, is like, not bad for a non-Colombian. I would suggest doing X.
Yeah.
Really good first try though. I'm like, and it's everything, and it's like, they make Jamaican chicken. It's like, I got scared when you brought out this herb. Yeah. But
you
at the end of the day,
definitely not put that in there.
Yeah, or just like it was a really good first attempt. I'm like, he did it 7 different ways, followed authentic recipes. Just because your mum made it differently doesn't mean you have the better recipe or it's any less authentic. I hate it. I hate it so much because people see it and they're just like, oh, I'm from that place and it's not the way I make it, therefore it must be wrong.
Yeah.
I just think it's exhausting. It's so gatekeeping and just so exhausting.
I have one, but I don't know whether it's too long, right? Because I was thinking about this, right? I'm sat here in my Manchester United top now. Avid Manchester United fan. Been a bit disillusioned with football the last 4 or 5 months, right?
Sure.
But obviously over the last... it's probably been because of COVID, really, and working from home and having the opportunity to, like, watch stuff whilst working. But I've got into, like, loads of other different sports now, you know? So, like, I'll always watch tennis... I watch darts, all that kind of stuff. And it's crazy because I can watch tennis, I can watch darts, right? I can watch anything, boxing, whatever, and enjoy it no matter who's playing. Right? And root for whoever's playing. So, like, I'll be watching darts and I'll be like, oh, this guy, like, I'll be like Michael Smith, I'm like, he is playing sick, and then the next match comes on is Snakebite Peter Wright, right? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, he's playing awesome, and I'm into it all the time.
Yeah.
And the bit I'm irritated is like, it then took me back to like football's so tribalistic. It's so like it's like a really negative thing. Like I'll watch or track a football match.
Yeah.
Hoping for the worst result. So, like, I'll be watching Arsenal because I can't stand Arsenal, which is the tribalism of the game, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'll watch it. I'm sat there going, "Come on, get battered, you know." And it's the only sport where that train of thought is in my head.
Yeah.
Because I'll watch darts and I'll be like, "Oh, I hope both of these guys do a great job because the game the match will be quality then.
Yeah.
So I want both of them to be on the top of their game every single time. And then when they're not, when someone has a bad game, it's a bad thing. Like everyone in the arena is like, oh, he had a bad game today. That was
That's a shame.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
But football's like so different, and obviously it's probably the same with other team-based games. But football's the only real team-based sport that I watch.
Yeah. It's also like the oldest sport, so I guess that's really ingrained. Like, ugh.
So it's like, it's like a really negative space in general, because you think in football there's only one good team to you.
Yeah.
There's only one good team to you, so that means there are thousands of negatives.
Well, two if you're of a nation, right? So there's England and there's Man U for you.
But even England's negative for most people. Because most people most people can't stand England,
hey,
right?
1966 we did.
Right, so can't stand watching national football, right? But yeah, so like you got one good thing that you hold on to, you're like, it's great, and then you got thousands of bad things, right? But then when you're in a space like I am, where United have been terrible on the pitch for 10 years, right? Even worse, and the worst thing about them is what they're like off the pitch.
Yeah.
Like the players, the owners, all that kind of stuff. So in football at this current time, I have no positive experience.
Do you envision?
So like literally, it's punishment. It's like I'm actively punishing myself, like 2, 4, 6 hours, depending on how many games I watch a week. Punishing myself for watching football.
Maybe you should stop.
You know what I mean? I never stop. I'd never ever stop being engaged in football. But like at the moment, United disillusion me so much.
Yeah. That
I listen to them on the radio.
Is it because that you're disillusioned because of what they've done off the pitch, or is
both?
Okay.
Both. You know. So but yeah, that was my thing. I was like, football is literally built around toxicity, not liking other things. Like, I watch Darts Review, right? Or if I watch Darts Review and someone won, you wouldn't text me and be like, Smith lost, whatever.
In fairness, sorry Snakebite, I think you look... I'm sorry.
But you wouldn't do that.
No.
Football, like, I'll be sat there and, you know, United will lose or draw. I'll get like 4 text messages. Like I'd just be like, and like usually like last year I'd be like, I'd be like, that bothered me. But now like I look at it and I'm just like, because I'm so disillusioned with the sport, it doesn't get to me. And I'm like, but it seems to be it's the only thing, and it's weird, and like I can't even now latch onto the positive moments when United play and they win, and like everything's good on the pitch, they're doing loads of good stuff off the pitch, that kind of stuff, because none of that's there. So it's just all negative space now.
Yikes. But I'm guessing you were the kind of person that would also be like, you text your cousin and be like, Man, you won.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm
no, I know, above it.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, so, like I've got, like, in work, someone we both know, United lost a game.
Yeah.
And as a joke, they literally went on Sky Sports, printed the commentary for the game and left it on my desk. As a joke when I come in, which
that's
is pretty,
tremendous.
Which is pretty funny. So that was funny. That was a good side of the banner. Yeah. So it's just but like most time it's just like horrible, and like people say, like I hate these fans or I hate these fans.
Yeah.
I'm like, such generalization, isn't it, to say like I hate these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's also one of the big reasons I don't think I could get into football is that, one, I don't think I'm too old to get into a sport of like, yay, they won, when I haven't cared about it for 25, 26 years. And 2, I think I don't mind banter. I like banter, right? But it's just like, I don't think I could get passionate enough to be angry at like Arsenal for doing a really good job, you know what I mean?
Because obviously, like, it's about growth, because I have this conversation because there's rivalries in football. But like, when I grew up, United and Arsenal were the top clubs. So their rivalry was with each other. So my love of football was built around that rivalry.
Sure.
And my hate of Arsenal was built around that rivalry. Because obviously, I hate Man City because they're a local rival.
Yeah.
I hate Liverpool because Man United fans hate Liverpool fans. It's how it is. But I take the most sadistic enjoyment
out of
Arsenal
right.
doing badly than any other club.
Yeah.
Than any other club. And like other fans don't understand that. Like they're like, I don't know why you care about Arsenal. You know, and I'm like, you won't. It's because you live a different life than I do. You know, you support a different team. You're not might be a different age than me. Like a 20-year-old United fan probably doesn't care about Arsenal because Arsenal, we weren't competing by that point. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, so that was my one. It's a little bit too long for a shorter segment.
No, it's good.
But yeah, it's just at the moment football. I'm just like, I can do that.
What about if you still feel this way in like 2 years? Would you think you'll still be watching football?
No, but I think I'll be engaged with it.
Yeah.
But like, I'll be like, it depends. It's like another thing I hate about football stuff is people have so weird definitions of support. So like some people define support as I watch my team every week, right? Which if you're a TV watcher like me, because I live in Bristol, support Manchester United, it's not really helping them. It's not helping them at all.
Right,
you know, because you've already paid your subscription to Sky Sports.
Yeah.
Whether you watch it or not, makes no difference.
I'm guessing the ratings affect its ability to get sponsorships and stuff.
Maybe.
You're housing a tiny bit.
Little tiny bit. And then, so if you don't do that, some people go, you don't watch it every week, so you're not a fan, right? But then you've got the hardcore fans that like live in the city.
Yeah.
So they go to the matches.
In person.
And they're like, if you don't go to the stadium, you're not a fan.
Yeah.
Right? Which it's just like, well, that's ridiculous. It's like Manchester United have around 1.5 billion fans worldwide. Yeah. 1.5. There's like 70,000 seats in Old Trafford.
Yeah.
I don't think they're getting 1.8 billion people in there. Right?
It seems very gatekeepy.
It is gatekeeping.
Sure. Yeah,
it is gatekeeping, right? And then you have fans that they have been fans for the club, but they like radio coverage. They like listening to the match whilst doing something. So if United end up if they didn't get better, I'd become one of them. So I'm like, I'm not wasting my time watching it.
I'm
going to listen to the game so I can do other things with my life at the time. You know. Because like for instance, when the PDC World Championship darts was on last month, right, or the month before, as you can see in front of us, we got big screen, slightly smaller screen, right. I had Man United games on the slightly smaller screen, like as the second thing to the darts, you know. And that's probably how it'd go. Because at the moment, it's simply I get vastly more enjoyment from the world of darts or the world of tennis than I do from the world of football. Vastly more. Yeah.
That's cool. I wish I could be a sports guy.
Yeah.
I can't.
Darts.
I like darts. I don't really watch darts that much. I like watch like bits of like that's a sick play.
Yeah.
You got like a what's it called? The best finish, the double triple.
Big fish. Yeah.
That's cool. I like watch those and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think I'm like. But yeah, I don't think I can get like. Let's go.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's a football kind of mentality. The let's go. Like when you sit down and watch darts, it's really not in there. If you go to the actual darts thing, like it's a very kind of party atmosphere inside of a darts hall. But if you're sat there watching it at home, it's kind of like a passive thing, isn't it? What a shot.
And I think team sports.
And like tennis, for instance, is built around quiet. You know, so when tennis starts and they grab the ball, the umpire will go, or the judge, or the whatever they call them. I think it's umpires.
Umpire, yeah.
He'll go, can everyone be quiet, please?
That's so funny.
You know, and everyone's silent.
You would think that I would love tennis because I have no downside.
Yeah.
So let's say Djokovic and Murray play.
Yeah.
I win either way. You know? But I think that's made it so like I actually don't like it at all because I'm like, there's no stakes for me. You know?
Yeah.
And since I don't feel any, because I am a multinational boy.
Yeah.
I don't feel any strong tie to any nation. So like, what apart from England and World Cup, that's it. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I have.
Here's a question. If England played Serbia,
you
support England.
I support.
If England played Spain,
I'm supporting England.
Yeah.
But let's say
Spain versus Serbia.
This is how that's Serbia. So I'm this is the delineation, right?
Yeah.
So Spain, Croatia, Serbia,
Yeah.
Austria,
Yeah.
England.
Yeah.
England's first. It'll always be first, so you're welcome to England, right? England's first, so I'm always going to root for them over someone else.
Yeah.
Then it's Serbia.
Yeah.
And then it's Croatia.
Yeah.
And then it's Spain. Then it's Austria, because I have the least time. I don't know why. I don't feel like that. But, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Cool.
So if Serbia is versus Spain,
yeah.
I root for Serbia. But if Spain win, I'm like, let's go Spain.
Yeah, because obviously... I'm like... physically more ethnic than you, but I don't have that much space. So I'm half English, 3/4 English, 1/4 French Dominican. So I could, if I was a football player now, I could choose to either play for England, France, or Dominican Africa.
Do you have to exist to a specific thing to play for their country? So let's say you're born in England, but you're a quarter French Dominican, right? Yeah. So you can play for France, Dominica.
Yeah.
Dominica?
Yeah, Dominica,
whatever.
Yeah.
Or England.
Yeah.
But let's say
you want Dominican Republic.
But let's say you want to play for Spain, you wouldn't be able to?
No.
Really?
I could if I didn't play for a nation ever. Yeah. Right? Went and played for Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think it's 1,500 days in the country, because then you can apply for citizenship. You get citizenship, then you can play for Spain.
I see. That's interesting.
Yeah, you either have to have the ancestry,
or the citizen,
or citizenship, because it's happened occasionally, where like players like for instance, Man City have a player called Laporte, right? Yeah. Who's French, but he played in Spain for many years, got the citizenship. He now plays for Spain. Even though he was born in France. Yeah. He was just never called up. Because as soon as you get called to a nation, you play a single game for a senior England or whatever nation. Yeah. That's it then. Done. You can't play for any other nation.
I guess it's fair, because you're basically, it's like how spies work. You can't be a national spy for your country if you also had or been worked for the government.
Yeah. So when I watch national tournaments, England. If England go out, I'm then France. You know what I mean? So I want France to win after that.
Sure.
You know? Because we nearly lived there as a family once as well. My dad was offered a job in Toulouse. He'll probably change and go, he wasn't there Toulouse. So we nearly went. I nearly spoke with a French accent now, because it was back when I was really young, so probably 3 or 4. So I would have been French for all intents and purposes.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
It would have been funny, because my brother and my sister wouldn't have been, because obviously my brother's 7 years older than me, my sister's 9 years older than me, so they would have still probably kept part of their Britishness.
Sure, definitely.
I just wouldn't at 4. At 4 I just wouldn't have kept it. The only thing I know, at least I'd be bilingual.
It's interesting how that works, because I moved to Spain when I was 6, 7.
Yeah.
And if anything, I lost my accent from, I think, Devon.
Yeah.
But I already moved 6 times before I was 7. So I didn't really have a regional dialect. And then I went to Spain, but I was still very much in a core group of, because I have siblings.
Yeah, you go to school in an English-speaking school, wouldn't you?
I didn't go to, no, I had to go to a Spanish-speaking school. I was dropped in with no knowledge into a Spanish-speaking school. That's why I had to learn at least 10-year-old Spanish, like I know now, right?
Yeah, because this is the difference, because my dad would have been moving us all to work, so they would have made it so I would have went to an English-speaking school but learning French.
That would have been fun for me, but no.
But yeah, I think we've massively overshot the shortest ever segment ever.
Longest ever segment ever
now. So next up we have Vault of Predictions.
Ooh la la!
And this week is mine, and the subject of today is cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
So, obviously we live in a cancel culture-y world. Yeah?
I think that's up to debate. I think some people would deny that.
We definitely do. First question, is what is your opinions on cancel culture as of now? And where do you see cancel culture in 20 years?
It's an interesting question. I would say that we're probably just coming out of it, a little bit.
You think we're coming out?
I think 5 years ago was probably peak.
Yeah.
cancelled. Like you hear, even if people weren't being cancelled, you hear about people being cancelled a lot more than now, right? And I think it depends on the severity whether or not you should or shouldn't be cancelled, and to how long. Like how long's too long and how long's not long enough.
Yeah.
Like
well, some people are at a stage where they're like cancelled forever, aren't they? Like they're buried.
I think I think cancelled forever. You shouldn't be cancelled forever if you're going to jail for what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that it kind of makes sense because yep, I did a thing. I'm apparently unredeemable in the laws of the in the view of the government and the state and the people, right? I'm like, fair enough, whatever. Mind you, Tiger King's still like streaming shit from jails, stuff from jail. But yeah, I think depends on what you've done, and I think cancellation should be withheld when we don't know all the evidence or when we know everything that's happened. I think that's fair, and I think we're going to come out of it.
So, in 20 years, do you think it'll be gone?
I think it'll be gone. I think people will be like, okay, we've accidentally cancelled a few people that didn't deserve to be cancelled. And I think a lot of people's view are like, well, it's better to cancel someone that shouldn't have been cancelled than risk someone
not being cancelled
who should be. Yeah. I think that's going to go away. I think we're going to be like
okay, acceptable losses. They're basically saying,
let's reserve complete judgment. Let's reserve judgment until we know everything.
Yeah.
But that being said, there'll be exceptions of like if there is damning evidence that comes out that's yet to be verified.
Yeah.
What should a company do, or what should someone do in regards to that person?
Yeah.
Should we continue support them, and it comes out they actually did do this terrible thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
No. I think we're just getting into it.
Yeah.
Completely different. I think
really?
We're just getting into cancel culture, yeah.
It's funny how we never agree.
Yeah. I think we're at the very beginnings, right? But I think in like 10 years it'll like reach its like
boiling point. Yeah.
And then people will like revolt against that thing.
I think it could be more off.
That's what I think will happen.
Sure.
But also, I can't stand it, like, as a thing. I can't stand cancel culture. Because, as we've discussed on the pod, I'm very much innocent until proven guilty kind of person, right? And with cancel culture, it's very much trial by media. Yeah, so even before you've gone... Because you could have done something that isn't even a crime. Yeah? Because most of these cancel culture things aren't crimes when they do it. They're just like some kind of social...
He was a complete dickhead.
Yeah,
for this.
Some kind of social thing, right? Yeah. Like, because I can remember before cancel culture kicked off, right? And I think about what would happen if it happened now. If you haven't watched it, just go on YouTube and search Christian Bale loses it.
I was literally thinking the same thing. What the hell? 100%. I was thinking the same thing. So, I was like, if that happened today, oh my god.
If that happened today, just go on YouTube and listen to it. Someone recorded it on their phone.
Yeah, of him freaking out. He
absolutely loses it at a crew member, doesn't he, on thingy. And he's just like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Like, proper...
Diva.
Diva style. And if that happened now, right, we wouldn't see him.
I don't think it would be... I think there'd be a year or so of like...
We wouldn't see him in...
Trooping on him.
We wouldn't see him in top tier films for ages.
I disagree. I don't think we're quite to that
level.
But
like now we're at the stage like he's going to be Gore in the new Thor movie, right?
Gore?
Gore.
Gore
the God Butcher.
Gar the Googler.
Yeah, anyway, he's going to be in it as the main villain, right?
Okay.
Obviously, he was Batman.
Yep.
All that kind of stuff. Christian Bale, brilliant actor. I'm not taking that away from him. Quality.
Yeah.
Right? But I think if that happened now, it would be such a big deal. Now,
I think it would be,
but the problem with that is there's probably loads of people that would do that. Loads of people. Because you're about divas in the business all the time. They're just not unfortunate enough to get recorded doing it. Yeah. You know, like Belle was. There's probably loads of them. And like I sit there thinking, I'm like, if they cancelled him, I wouldn't get to see a Christian Bale movie. I love Christian Bale. He's a brilliant actor. He's great.
I think two things. I was thinking the exact. It's crazy thinking the exact same. Because there's so many. But yeah. I was thinking the exact same thing. I don't think he'd be cancelled over it now. I think there would be like controversy for a few months, about what happened.
I
Whether
think it'd be
he was
cancelled.
I don't think so.
I think so, because the problem with cancel, he wouldn't be cancelled over that. He'd be cancelled over then the multitude of stories like that would then come out by people again and again.
It's like the Ellen thing, but Ellen wasn't cancelled.
Yeah, but
she's on her last season, so she
and like her reputation is kind of in the toilet.
In the toilet,
now,
true. It definitely would have been worse if it happened nowadays.
Yeah.
But
like you think, like here is a perfect example of why cancel culture is wrong. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing.
Yeah.
When this all started, everyone was like, Johnny Depp is such an evil man.
Yeah.
He was fired from the Harry Potter prequel series, Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
He wasn't fired. He was let go or mutual consent. We all know what happened, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But then, lo and behold, after the trial happens, it's the total opposite way round.
Yeah. I think...
And now everyone's like, Amber Heard, she's a demon. And like, people... And like... Because DC got in trouble because they wouldn't recast because she's still in Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
And people were like, boycott Aquaman 2. And it's like, you were the same people that were going, boycott Fantastic Beasts. You know what I mean? It's just like, you don't know everything.
Yeah.
So
there's more to...
You shouldn't be cancelling anyone. If they're going to go to court, right, and the judge goes, cancel this man, then cancel him.
I think...
You know?
Yeah, we don't know a lot of the context around a lot of things.
Jimmy Smith from Twitter going, let's cancel this person.
Jimmy Smith.
You know, just like, yeah, I really, really don't like it. Because I see it as like it's like in court proceedings, right? If you're under 18, it's illegal to release your name to people. Yeah. I think that should be for everyone.
I think context matters, and I think the situation matters, and I think people will hear something and be like, "Oh, this thing is X, so it must be Y." Are you familiar with the green M&M thing? I'm gonna butcher this story.
No.
So I think it was. Someone please correct me, because I'll Google it after and I'll know. But if you put it in the comment, or I might pin it as a comment on the video, right? I think it was the Rolling Stones,
right?
Or someone, and it was basically like a band was a diva. Because they were like, when they would go to the dressing room, they would say only green M&Ms. So they would have contracts, right? And you think it's ridiculous, and they're being divas, right?
It'd be in their contract.
Yeah. It's in their contract when they arrive to the stage. It's with the actual manager of the event and the place.
They want green M&Ms.
They want green M&Ms, and they write in their contract. And they didn't have green M&Ms. They trash it and be like, "I'm out. I'm done." Right? And people are like, "What divas? Oh my god!" And I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
It turns out they were putting only green M&Ms to check that they were reading the entire contract. Right. Because they would often go to events and they have so much equipment and so much stuff, and their events were so big, the stage wouldn't be fit for purpose, and they might fall through or hurt people.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, we need a way around this to know that they've actually checked the stage, and then everything's going to be safe. So they're like, okay, we'll just make it so like in the contract we have to have green M&Ms in our dressing room. And if we have that, then we know they've read the contract and they've fulfilled. They're trying to save people and make sure they don't damage the event and harm people's lives. But from the context of we view it, they're like, "What divas? What awful people!" Divas. And they wouldn't be cancelled, but people would shit on them, right?
Yeah,
poop on them, right? And I think that's probably the biggest mind blow story I've had.
That's a good one. Yeah,
it's crazy, right?
It's a good way of making sure that they read it. Yeah,
because it was mimicked in like South Park and stuff. Just like. Divas, I only want brown M&Ms because they think they're insane.
Yeah.
But in reality, there's a really good reason for it. So until we know everything that happens and the entire context around something, we should reserve judgment.
People shouldn't be cancelled. Shouldn't be destroying people's lives before you know their lives deserve destruction, which seems really brutal, but you know what I mean. So that was my vote predictions.
I think it was a really good one.
It's your turn next week.
Next
up, it's Jay's Vegan Showdown.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked.
Yeah,
I'm shooketh.
So obviously there's only one this week because I only had a chance to get one. But I got some vegan nuggies at Burger King because I was mentioning I went to Burger King again this week, and I'll show you the video because I think past Jay will explain it a lot better than present Jay will. So. There you go. Oh.
Okay, we need to move 1 second, sorry.
Right, so we've changed how the audio works on the pod now.
Yeah.
So what I have to do is insert this video into the pod in post edit. So this will now look a little bit
or just
different. Or just
the
put
audio.
the audio.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
No, I don't. Just realised because I can just. We can mute our mics and I can just add desktop audio to the podcast.
Exciting storm.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing is so scuffed. Perfect. Okay, cool.
So yeah, growing pains, guys. Enjoy the video. I'll start again, but enjoy the vid.
1 second.
Hello, y'all. Welcome. Welcome. You already been watching the pod a few seconds, probably. Hello, podcasters. And it is another exciting installment of the Vegan Showdown. Today, we are at Burger King. And I got some vegan nuggets. Here you go. A vegan nugget. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice this in half. Take a look at the inside. It is so chickeny, it's crazy. And I'll eat this one just straight up, bang, with no sauce, and then the other one with some sauce on it. I'll let you know my thoughts. So, I'll tell you what, Burger King has chicken down. I'm telling you, whoever makes the chicken for Burger King, the fake chicken, the faux chicken, the vegan chicken, whoever makes that shit for Burger King, they are a boss at it. Give it some ketchup. And yeah, magical. Obviously, you can taste it is a little bit different, but it's nice. It's good shit. So if you want some vegan nuggies, make your way to Burger King Peeps. Peace.
I'm shooketh.
You're shooketh.
I'm shooketh.
You're shooketh.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm unmuted now.
I'm shooketh.
So, 9.5.
Because I think I've heard nothing but bad things about the nuggets at Burger King. Or it might be KFC. I forget.
It was KFC.
Ah.
Yeah, which is going to be next week's.
9.5. That's insane, my guy.
Right. So, honestly,
Yeah.
I was sat there, and as you can see in the video, at nuts. Whilst I was there, I was like, this is going to be a 10. I was like, this is going to be a 10. The only difference is the aftertaste
Slightly.
isn't quite as good.
Right.
So, like, your aftertaste isn't quite as, oh, I've just ate chicken nuggets. It's not quite there. Not quite. But, if you watched that video like you just did, you could hear, I hate how loud I chew, right? But, the best part about it, you know when I bite it, the nice crunch of it,
Yeah.
It goes, and I love crunchy.
Yay.
On a nugget. Got me crunchy.
Yeah.
But it is as close. Like,
Yeah,
it is. Like, the fake
Vegan.
chicken, the vegan chicken there, it's just close to perfection at Burger King. So, like, if you're like you, person who don't like beef burgers, you could eat at Burger King completely vegan with ease. Absolute ease.
That's delightful.
Yeah. So 9.5, that's the current winner. So the only thing left I need to eat at Burger King is the beef option.
Yeah, the Whopper.
The Whopper. The
Yeah.
vegan Whopper. But actually the vegan chicken
Yeah.
items at Burger King, 9s at
That's
least.
insane. I think we've hit the peak of what we can hit.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be
You
anything.
don't think there's going to be a
I
10?
don't think there's going to be anything
It's
close.
interesting, right? Because coming in the shop, because remember on the last pod I mentioned I haven't made my sweet chili chicken and rice.
Yeah.
So I've bought corn chicken pieces.
Nice. Ooh,
Yeah,
not so nice. Never mind.
corn chicken
What did
piece-
you get exactly?
What are you on about?
What, corn chicken pieces? Just normal corn chicken pieces?
Yeah, because I flavour it myself with sweet chili sauce and stuff.
Okay, good luck. Okay.
But yeah, so I bought corn chicken pieces because I googled it and apparently Burger King's chicken is corn.
Really?
Yeah. Could be wrong, but I googled it and that's what it
Okay,
said.
sure.
Right? That's what it said. So the next week's one will be the first home cooked one. And there might be KFC nuggets on there as well.
Yeah.
So the first bit would be home cooked and it'd be corn chicken pieces, but they're not like fried or anything. They didn't have like some fried on them. They're just basic chicken pieces because that's what I have.
Yeah.
So I want to compare it to
I don't
my
think
original
it's
stuff.
going to be as high, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I would like to do a video of like a complete side by side to see if you could tell, or not even just see if you could tell, because I reckon you could tell between fake chicken and real chicken, but which one actually tastes better.
Oh, as in get like a normal chicken royale
and which one tastes better?
Vegan chicken royale.
We'll have to ask for no cheese on the normal chicken royale. Rip.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like really? But yeah, so no, go. Can I have extra cheese and then take the cheese out and put it in the other one? You see? But yeah, if you're liking vegan stuff, Burger King so far, if you're a chicken person, primo, best place out of the 3 places.
Mate, fantastic.
You know what I mean? Like I'd say, Burger King, top tier, right, for chicken, vegan stuff, vegan chicken. KFC, acceptable if you're driving past and you are starving. Yeah, acceptable. Stay
miles away from McDonald's.
Because the thing is, they don't even have fake chicken at McDonald's.
Yeah.
They have they've now put something, because you go on the vegan options, all they got is plant and fries, right?
Yeah.
But if you go into vegetarian, they have a veggie burger thing, but it's not.
It's just
chicken,
2 strips.
It's like 2 strips.
It's disgusting.
Like red
it's foul.
peppers. And
it's terrible. It's the worst thing ever. Yeah.
So they don't have any chicken options at McDonald's yet. So it'll be interesting to see when they do. Because I sit there and I think surely it should be the furthest one ahead because it's the most popular option. Like the most popular restaurant out of those is McDonald's. Yeah. So you'd think they'd want to try and cater.
I think it's really weird they release something.
But the problem is
so terrible.
Yeah, it is disgusting.
Oh my god.
The milk plant is.
Thing is though, we say that we're trying to hold McDonald's to a high standard, but they chose the hardest thing to replicate, and you literally haven't chose.
Yeah, the Whopper. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it could be even worse.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's just difficult with the Whopper because if I have the Whopper, then I've effectively just got to get that.
Yeah.
Because they're so much higher in calories, like getting a burger rather than a chicken burger. Yeah, because it's more bread.
So the Whopper, the vegan
Whopper is like 600
calories.
something. 600 calories, whereas the vegan Royale is like 500 something.
You could do, you could borrow from Peter to pay Paul. So you could do a day before a lower 200 calories or something, and then be like, I can do this tomorrow.
So yeah, the next time we're both in the office together, we'll go get a vegan Whopper.
Vegan Whopper.
Yeah.
Well, you'll go get. I can't.
And you can try the vegan Royale, couldn't you?
No, I can't.
No, you can. You only got to eat once a day. Just have that as your one meal.
No, but it's takeaway. It's fast food.
We'll go in.
It's.
Okay, fair enough. We'll have to go to or if you're not eating, we could go to Tesco. You could grab like a meal deal. Then we'll go to Burger King.
Yeah,
you got something to eat.
I would be interested to try like a Jay and Zack visit vegan restaurant. That'd be interesting because I'd be able to eat it then.
Yeah. Well, isn't Owie Burger or
Ooey?
It's now vegan, isn't it? Completely.
They have
vegan.
Yeah.
So we could go there because our normal burgers are
Delightful.
Insane.
Nice.
You know, as close to Shaq as it gets. Yeah.
Nothing beats the Shaq.
Shaq's still better. Shaq's still better, but yeah, it's close as it gets.
If you live in Wales or Cardiff, well, that's in Wales.
Yeah, I think there's one in London as well, isn't there?
Or London.
Yeah.
There's like tons in London.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favour. Yeah. They even have vegan like portobello mushroom thing as well.
Yeah.
Just go. For the fries alone.
Shake Shack. Oh my lord. And the thing is, they're like one of those places that have like different specials every week. And the last time we went, they had truffles, didn't they?
Yeah.
Black truffle chips. And it was just
oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
I think that's fine because it's not.
And their mayo's banging as well. Their mayo.
I think it's fine if I have Shake because it's a restaurant. You go in.
Shake Shack's not fast food. Yeah, Shake Shack's good food.
Information boys, don't worry.
Right. Next, what do we got?
We already knew this. Move on. Next slide.
So obviously, what I think as well is I want your guys' opinion. Is Zack made it sound like very much that he wasn't in the real camp in this, right?
In the real camp.
So obviously, on the last pod, we were talking about Zack's drastic weight gain, and I said it began when he got in a loving, happy relationship, and he was like, nah.
I mean, he did a little bit.
He was like, nah. He's like, all these other factors, like, nah. Happy weight loss, mate.
When I first when I first got into my loving, caring relationship,
Yeah.
I'm saying it like it's not, it is.
Sarcastic. My loving, caring relationship.
I think I gained around 10 kilos. I think that's fair. That's completely fair in a relationship where it goes. Maybe you push to 20, right?
Everyone's different.
But like,
My
50 kilos.
My 10
Come
key.
on,
My
guy.
10 key is your 50 key.
Nah. Nah, bro.
So
Nah.
Zack, because he didn't want to be the
I
only
think it's
one
real.
left out of the
It's
pack,
definitely
he
real.
put himself in the real camp.
No, I said it last time. If you guys watch, you'll see.
As you can see, 100% of fat podcast watchers believe that relationship weight is real.
You phrased it terribly. You said, is relationship real post 20 kg? 10 kg. You should have done it.
Well, what's the next one? We already said what the next question is going to be.
Working from home.
Working from home, yeah.
Yeah.
So, so we won't spend super amounts of time on the poll, seeing as it's not divisive in any way.
I already agreed.
Yeah. So, everyone, relationship weight is real. And remember, there is a question every single week on the Fat Podcast Facebook group.
And
it's linked in the description below.
And there will be a Discord.
And there will be a Discord eventually.
Eventually, yeah. Sorry, guys.
So make sure to go to the Fat Podcast, link in the description, join the group, and join the discussion. So next, we got what made us laugh this week.
Is it you first this week?
It can be.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So mine's quite old.
Like, actually, remember
the video's old, but for some of you on YouTube, and then a video comes up and it's like 10 years old, and you're like, what the hell? Yeah. So do you like Graham Norton?
I vaguely know who he is.
Right. So it's an excerpt from Graham Norton and one of my favourite British comedians on there in one of his first interviews when he started his career. And it's about porn.
Okay,
so,
sure.
Yeah, we'll watch this. Make sure to mute your microphone.
Not to be indelicate, but I didn't realise that as you travel around, that there is regional porn. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I did.
You're young.
I know all about regional
me neither. What it was, I was doing some research. No, there was this interesting statistic that we're the only English-speaking country that doesn't massively consume the more Californian American porn. You know, oh God, yeah, that stuff. We prefer sort of, stuff with regional accents,
yes.
reality, people emerging from behind a Lidl in groups and stuff. Not because we're more perverted, but because I think Brits, we distrust too much perfection. We don't like things that are overly finished. There's something unerotic about things which are too erotic. You hear like British girls all the time, and I don't like a man to be too muscly. It's a bit of a turn-off if he looks too groomed. I like a fat guy, bald head, low life expectancy. You know what I mean? Might turn violent on the M6. I love the risk. Whereas an American girl, like, oh my God, he was so buff. He looked like the vampire one, but with the wolf one's pecs. He was amazing. And so apparently we go for that more sort of British porn, and you do get it regionally. I mean, I heard saw some northern stuff. There was one guy. I don't know how to put this. Banging another chick. Have I said it right? And he went, oh, that's champion, that. This is the best one. Bearing in mind how love scenes, not necessarily pornographic love scenes, but even American Hollywood love scenes, sort of build to some sort of climaxes. This British pornographic scene, completed, shall we say. This is like a southern Essexy type pornographer, and he went, oh, right? Then he looked to camera, went, quality.
I sound like I was a little porn. Another thing I wanted to ask a really big American movie star.
Inspired by that.
Inspired by that?
No.
Inspired by that, of course.
Oh, no.
Is dogging really big in the USA?
No! Wait, I don't know what that is.
You don't want to know.
I really do. Is it illegal?
Illegal?
Yeah. Or is it legal?
I think it's illegal. If the police pulled up, they wouldn't join in, would they? No.
So that is what's his name? What's his name, people?
Didn't he?
Hang on. Graham and Jordan on the Sofa by Kate Hudson, Russell... Tiny Temper!
I was like,
Tiny Temper!
He released some bangers back in 2000. Yeah.
But yeah, that just popped up my thing, as you can see. It's literally over 10 years old now.
Wow.
That video. But yeah, Russell Kane is one of my favourite British comedians.
He's alright.
He's hilarious, and he's so like out
physical.
there. Yeah, physical. Yeah. He's quality. Yeah. So I just thought that was funny.
It's funny.
As so
mine, 3 people will laugh at, and everyone else will be like, "What?"
Okay. Am I going to be one of those 3 people?
Oh shit! Yeah. Ship.
Me, I'm the fastest thing alive. I was thinking about why so many in the radical left participate in speed running. Huh? The reason is the left's lack of work ethic. What? Go fast rather than do it right. And in a Petersonian sense... Petersonian? To elevate alternative sexual archetypes in the marketplace. Fastest hedgehog. Shadow, what the fuck are you talking about? You're a beta male, Sonic.
Wow. Wow.
I know a lot of people I know really dislike Jordan Peterson, so I think that'll be a nice little thing for them.
I can't get on with people that don't like Jordan Peterson. It's just not there. And that's it, guys. We've come to the end of the podcast.
It's been a great one again.
It's been a good one, hasn't it?
Yeah,
I think it was free flowing. Yeah. Hopefully the audio will be a little bit better.
There's gonna be some upgrades in the coming months.
There will be.
And I think it's gonna sort out the audio and a bit of the camera.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah. Because the problem is we're using like USB microphones, we're using USB hubs, and just it's all over the place. But eventually we're getting some sweet SLRs.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be crispy and hopefully start picking up Zack's lack of gravitas.
It will. I've tested it.
So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, or listening if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Anchor or wherever else it is. And we will see you next time. Bye bye now.
Bye.